Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're coming from in the world. It's good to see all of your happy, smiling faces again. Looking forward to having this discussion today, answering some questions, talking about business, talking about marketing, doing everything we can to help you accomplish those goals, crush those dreams. I sound like a motivational speaker this morning, but I'm in a good mood. I'm fired up. I got some cool things to share. I got a very interesting email with a bit of a mindset reframe I want to share with you. And I figured some cool stuff out. Check this out. You're going to like this. So one atom, two atoms from different angles. And wait for it. I got one more trick up my sleeve. And we brought out the scratch pad. So now we're actually going to be able to do some doodling. We'll be able to map some things out. There's some times that we've got these visual concepts. Let's get rid of all of these atoms. There's some times where there's some good questions that require a bit of a visual description or a visual representation. So we're going to be able to do that today. But let's dive right in. So first a quick update, then a bit of I don't want to call it a rant, but a bit of a lesson to share with you. And hopefully this is not your perspective, but it'll allow you to keep your eye out for people that have this. And then we'll dive right into Q&A. So first things first, the results of the study. So as you may have been aware, if you were here last week, there wasn't an email that went out about this live session. So I've been doing them pretty religiously, like 8 a.m. Pacific time, Saturday mornings for the last, I don't even know now, month and a half, 2 months maybe. And I've been emailing about them relatively regularly. But last week, I wanted to try something different, both to not just send too many emails, but also because I was curious how it was going to impact viewership and if people could show up and how the notifications worked on YouTube. And the results were interesting. What ended up happening is that viewership was relatively consistent, just even by not emailing. I don't even know how big the email list is now. We'll say 20,000 people, but like even by not emailing 20,000 people, there was still a decent, stable amount of viewership, which leads me to believe that, and sort of further the theory that the way that channels work and the way that people interact on them is relatively siloed. This is the reason that people with like massive Instagram followings can't just go over and dominate Twitter right away. It's like they stay siloed. Same kind of thing with email. It's like email and the most engaged people are obviously going to come over in that, but they probably already knew about the live and were tuned in and had the notification set. So that's lesson number one. Now, as far as a rant goes, I got a cool, interesting email that, I don't know, for some reason it kind of triggered me and I was like, we got to talk about this. But someone sent an email, I think it was relatively recently, about the timing of these lives, about how, hey, it's 8 a.m. and their complaint, and it was definitely a complaint, was like, this is totally inconsiderate for all the people that want to sleep in on Saturday. And I was like, oh man, I don't know, I was fired up and I wanted to write back and I was like, well, here's the deal. And so this is, I unsubscribed for them and helped them remove themselves from the list. But here's the reality. If that's your viewpoint of this, everything's about me and my needs and my, like, I want to sleep in, so therefore everyone else should adjust their schedules and everything accordingly. I was like, man, the business is just not going to work because it's never, ever about you as the business owner, the entrepreneur, the marketer, ever, ever, ever. It's always about the target market and your customers and the people that you want to serve. In fact, the reason that this takes place on 8 a.m., aside from having the stars align and like there's a pocket here before I got to take the kids to soccer and do all this stuff, is that it also shows, analytically speaking, that I can reach the most amount of people, you guys, at this time, not an hour earlier, not an hour later. Like, this is the peak time. So these are the reasons that we have to factor our decisions this way, rather than allowing ourselves to sort of just get swept up and think it's all about us. So rant over. Let's dive in. Starting at the top, Wilson, good morning. Oh, elbow cough. Yeah, excellent. Exactly. Christian, good morning. Good to see you, my friend. Still loving those drums. Pablo, good of you to join us. Kevin, oh, buddy, you're my regular now. Hey, you're here all the time. Good to see you, buddy. We've got a few more. HRV Gaming, good to see you. We've got Wilson again. Good to see you. And also use that app on the iPad. It's cool. Yeah. So this one's called Notability. I use GoodNotes more for like personal note taking and things like that, but I keep it separated so that I use GoodNotes for diagrams and things like this. So I keep like all my personal sketches and things like that a little bit set. Patrick, good that you could make it. Good to see you. Who else we've got? We've got a few more, and then let's dive in. All right, Chris, 4 p.m. for you in the UK. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. I know. So it sort of like works, right? I mean, there's never going to be a perfect time that fits everybody, but like you can't please everybody. And when you try, you'll go crazy. Okay, let's dive in. Mohammed, hey Adam, I checked your academy, but still doesn't specify what will be taught in the course. Could you please tell me what exactly is being taught? Yeah, I thought it did a pretty decent job of showing. Oh, I used to have like all these pop-ups. Hang on, let's see if I can add them. We'll just add them now because we're going to need them as we go through here. So, all right, link number 1. So this is the place to get all the information on the academy. I thought it did a pretty decent job of explaining like what's going to be taught. It basically goes over content marketing and email marketing and marketing fundamentals and things like that. If you have anything specific, let me know. But otherwise, I don't think I would just be reading off the sales page because I thought it says everything there. So let me know if you have anything specific. Hello, and Philip, do you test different channels to see if you get traction, or is this a waste of time? Excellent. Let's hit the ground running. Philip, good question, my friend. So here's the deal. When it comes to testing different channels, the only time that I'll test different channels is when I first have an understanding or an idea if this is even a worthy channel to test in the first place. So the short answer is yes, I always test different channels to find out if they're worth it. But the long answer is first I align and I make sure that is this even relevant or realistic? For example, if I'm targeting like B2B businesses and primarily men, I'm probably not even going to test Pinterest. I mean, maybe if I've got like cash to burn or some spare time or whatever, people that can help out, I might go there. But otherwise, I'm just going to write that one off. However, that doesn't preclude me from testing, say, like Twitter or LinkedIn or doubling down on Facebook or like 3 of the more relevant channels, then I will test there. The second thing is I'm very clear about what I'm testing for so that I make sure that my campaign is delivering what I actually want it to. In other words, I'm not just going to make content on these channels and then hope something worked. I need to have very clear metrics, KPIs, key performance indicators of what I'm looking for so that I can measure success. So am I looking for leads or signups or conversations or conversions or sales or whatever it is? And that way I can start to compare them against each other and get a more objective point of view on it. All right. True 24 FPS. Good to see ya. Hey man, I'm based in Jersey. Excellent. I love Jersey. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I love the Channel Islands. I've been to Guernsey. I've never been to Jersey. 2 little tiny islands in the middle of the English Channel. You work with restaurants from creating videos to promoting after that. Since Jersey is a small place, 115,000 people, should I go broad on Facebook or is there a better way? Good question. With 115,000 people, I'd probably go broad. Yeah, I really would. I think I'd run a Facebook ad. Here, let me close that down and answer in full. So if you're working with a smaller market, targeting say 100,000 people, etc., you can go broad. What you're going to need to do though, is you're going to need to come up with new and fresh creatives and angles because you're going to saturate that market relatively quickly. Now, the reason that I like going broad, so I'd probably just use like open targeting. I may narrow it down a little bit to like an age range. You could try like an interest targeting, like if they're interested in business or their Facebook page owners or something like that. But the reality is like in a city, 115,000 people, still a decent amount, but like people know people, right? So if they see an ad and they see it again, and they see a different one, and they see a different one, they're going to tell people. They're going to be like, hey, you have a restaurant, you should call this guy or whatever it is. So the variable there is going to be the creative that you come up with in the ads. Like, do you have this problem? Do you need this thing, et cetera, et cetera? Or just making like a really nice hype reel and really showcasing the local area. So it almost becomes like a quasi-tourism piece with your little call to action in there as well, because that's more likely to get shared. All right. Give me any secret tip for better content creating you didn't tell in your video. I tell most things in my video. I don't really hold a lot back. Secret for better content creating. I don't know if I have another secret off the top of my head that isn't in the videos, but I can tell you the biggest thing that most people are missing, which is they're lacking two things. They're missing quantity, so they're not making enough, and they're missing relevance. So they're making content that they want to make rather than really figuring out like what the audience wants to see and making sure that the content is valuable to them. So a lot of people make what I call selfish content. It's like, hey, I thought I was going to go do this thing, so I'm bringing you along for the ride, and here it is. But it's not great. That's not necessarily going to add a ton of value to them. It's the same thing about that email where that guy was complaining about like 8 a.m.'s too early. What about all of us that want to sleep in? I was like, oh man, that's the epitome. That's a perfect example of like, that's the wrong attitude. Like, you could not be more off. Like, everything that's wrong with a lot of businesses today could like be summed up in that email. I should have I'll hide his name. I'm not going to roast the guy, but like block it out. But I want to copy and like paste that email and be like, never do this. This is the epitome of bad marketing and like bad attitudes. So yeah, that's the secrets. Make more of it, and then really make sure that you're talking to your people to make sure that it's relevant to them. I can't believe someone said that. Yeah. Oh man, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some of this stuff, it's interesting. And I used to have this saying that, we're friends here. We'll have this conversation. I used to have this saying that's like, I can tell how successful someone is based on the comments that they leave on the videos and the emails that I get. For example, no successful person by any standard, 7-figure, 8-figure, 6-figure, just happy, no successful person leaves like negative comments on other people's stuff. Like that's not their MO. They don't operate like that. They don't have those thoughts. They don't build themselves up by trying to tear other people down. So it's like when people show trolling behavior, hate kind of behavior, it's 99.9% of the time a reflection of them and where they're at. So it's like they're hurt. They're not in a good place. And when someone shows that kind of like attitude in that, yeah, I'm like, oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. There's nothing I can do to save you. It's the same thing when someone's like, oh man, there's a million examples. We won't turn this into a rant. Amanda, hope you are feeling better. Thank you very much. Yes, I was I'm slightly sweaty still because I had a hot shower this morning trying to get for those of you not familiar, I ruptured my Achilles tendon a few weeks ago, had surgery. I'm in this cast boot thing still. And I was like getting out of the shower and trying to get my boot on and hobble up to the office. It was a bit of a disaster, but I'm feeling shockingly good. I feel really okay. So not a lot of pain and doing well. It is 11 a.m. for me. Excellent. Yes. Hence my, my 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. times for my iPad drawings. It's almost the extent. 12 a.m. here at Argentina. Oh man. 12 a.m. Argentina? Aren't you like 12 p.m.? 12 p.m., right? Noon? Because you're like right down the coast. Morning from the Netherlands. Good to see you, Benjamin. Good to have you here. And Amar, greetings from Kosovo. Do you have any book suggestion about neuromarketing? Yeah, I totally do, actually. And Amar, good to see you from Kosovo. What's the, I'm going to have to Google it real quick. I wonder if I'm going to be able to do this in the background because it's not the one. First of all, anything by Daniel Kahneman is going to be good for like neuromarketing. Second of all, where is the book that I like? I might have to dig it up later. Oh, there it is. Brainfluence. 100 ways to persuade, influence, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to have to move some tabs around here, but I'm not going to be able to drop the chat in. That's all right. Just search for Brainfluence, BRAINFLUENCE, 100 ways to persuade and convince consumers with neuromarketing. That's a cool book. I quite like it. What else do we got? Jacob, greetings from Poland. Greetings, my friend. I like that crane logo, the origami crane one. That looks cool. What else do we have? Christian, hey Adam, have you read The One-Page Marketing Plan by Alan Deeb? If so, what are your thoughts? Yes, I have. I think it's great. I think it's a really good book. The thing with it is like, you're going to have to obviously adapt it depending on what business you have, but the general census of it, of like making sure you're doing target market research, making sure you're building out a customer avatar, building some kind of lead generating funnel, building some kind of conversion mechanism. I like the way that he's broken it down. Essentially, this is what most people in marketing do. So he's got his own framework for it that I think is great. I think it's a good book, worth reading. Rezwan, good morning, marketing boss. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Kazu, greetings from Tokyo. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If ever I like butcher the pronunciations, please correct me in the chat and we'll try to get these fixed, especially if you're showing up again and again. I'd like to be able to pronounce your name right. Kale, Adam, your timing is always perfect. Thanks for everything. 8 a.m. is a great time. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's what the data says, right? Super Chai. Hi, Adam. Hello, my friend. All right. Let's see. Oh, also, sorry, one more thing. We got to hit, I forgot to ask this, or no, I did ask this last time, not the time before. We got to hit the like button if you would be so kind. That actually helped, I believe, to boost the video out and to like sort of amplify the algorithm. So if you have not yet hit the like button, this is my, the price of admission today, please. If you'd be so kind to just give that a smash. Let's see. Context Planet. If you had to say by percentage, how much of the content you have on your YouTube channel is in your academy as well? Oh, good question. I don't know. A lot, for sure. I think if you've got, it's kind of this old paradox of time versus money. So anytime that you want to grow a business or accomplish anything at all, you have the time path or you have the money path. If you have more time than money, so when you're in the very early stages of your business, you've got all the time in the world, you've got evenings and weekends free and most of the day, then my advice is grab a coffee or 10 pots of them and go through the channel, start to finish, like literally just go through everything. And you're going to get all, if not most of the information, like 90% of it, perhaps 80%, 90%. Let's go with that. 85%. But it's going to take you, I don't even know, 40 hours, 80 hours of study. It's also disjointed. So that's sort of the other problem with it. The Academy, on the other hand, you could probably go through the core of it in like 3 hours, and then you can go through the bonus things in like an additional 3 to 4 hours, and then probably work through some of the exercises in like another 3 to 4 hours. So you could take it in different stages, but it's condensed and it's designed to sort of be like the highest extracted value. And it also puts it in a more logical and sequential order. So if like you're looking for something from A to Z, that's the way to go. If you just want like all of the information from everywhere, go to the YouTube channel. But again, it's going to depend on time versus money. Also, I don't do this right now because I'm fully booked up, but it's like, there's the free YouTube channel. There's the Academy, which is coming in at like $300. But then there's, if you've got like the multi 7-figure business, the $1 billion company, then occasionally people hire me directly. And then it's thousands of dollars an hour in order to get that. But again, they have money and not time, and they just want to get right to the source and get all the questions. So there's no right answer. It's really what's best for you and where you're at. But like when I first started, I took all the free stuff I could get my hands on. And then as soon as I had a basic understanding, I started buying all the stuff I could get my hands on. Okay. Pablo, can you explain why an SMMA should start locally? People in my local area don't have credit cards. Okay. Interesting. Where are you at? Second of all, if they have businesses, they pay somehow. So you don't have to use credit cards. But like business is done in your area. Otherwise, you should not be doing SMMA locally. Like if there's no businesses, don't do it. Now, the reason that I like to suggest people start locally with any kind of service business, any kind of marketing agency, any kind of any business, is that you're able to do unscalable things and build a face-to-face human connection that makes it hard for other people to replicate. So given the choice between hiring someone that you can look in the eye, especially for people that aren't familiar with marketing and it kind of looks like black magic and they're not really sure what you're doing, if you're just going to take their money and run, to be able to like look at someone in the face and be like, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what all of the details. That builds a huge amount of trust. So that's the reason I like that. But I'm going to push back on that. It's like, if you've got businesses that don't have credit cards, they pay somehow. So Jack, is your name Jack? Because that would be awesome. I'm going to imagine it is. Cannot create dynamic creative ad in non-dynamic creative ad set. Dynamic creative ads can only be created under dynamic creative ad sets in lead generation ad. Okay, I'm not sure if you're asking a question here, but let's talk about dynamic creative, because that'll be a nice lead, and then hopefully you'll be able to extract some value from this. So with Facebook ads, with Instagram ads, with many of the other ad platforms, they have some variation of a feature called dynamic creative, where essentially what you do is you put in a bunch of stuff and then it tries to optimize it and like puts this here and puts that there. And it's like, we're going to show this thing to this person and this thing to this person. That's cool, but it's not my favorite way to do it. And the reason is because I'm a control freak who values his ad dollars. So when I run an ad with multiple different creatives, I put them in different ads or different ad sets. I'm going to get a little nerdy here for a second, but this allows me more control over what gets shown where, what budget gets allocated to which ad set. And then I'm able to more accurately sort of break down my top performers, and I can start combining different pieces. Now, I appreciate you can do that with dynamic creative and then like sort through everything with breakdowns and that. I just find it's a bit of a disaster, typically not worth it. So if you're just starting with ads, probably don't bother. All right, Praveen, happy that I'm finally able to catch up with your time zone. Excellent. Yeah, it seems to be the theme of the day today. We're talking all about time. What else have we got? Benjamin, how do you keep everything structured and organized? There we go. Switching cameras. I get lost in all the different notes I keep through all the different platforms. So how do you keep everything structured and organized? I get lost in all the different notes I keep through all the different platforms. Yes. So I'm a bit of a productivity junkie. I like all the productivity things. I watch all the Ali Abdals and the Thomas Frank and the Matt Diavellas, all the minimalist guys I think are phenomenally interesting, mostly because I admire and value what they do, and I'm not a minimalist. I would like to be. I find it valuable, but I like there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I like to play around with it. So how do I keep things organized? I've tried them all, Basecamp and Asana and Trello. What I found is there really is no one size fits all when it comes to organization and productivity. You're going to have to use different things for different things because they're going to perform better. So for email, it's almost always using Google Business Suite and Gmail through my own domains. For organization, I'm big on Notion right now. So I'm using Notion for most internal team things. So we use Notion for tasks and to-do lists. We use the Kanban board to move projects around. For client communication, it's basically all through email. We use Slack for internal team communication. But whatever you do, have one centralized place if you can, and then link out from that. So there's a couple cool people to follow on this one. Look up Tiago Forte, Building a Second Brain. He's got some really cool stuff on organization and basically a way to structure your life. I went through the course and talked to that and went through all the workshops. It was good. It was probably a little more than I needed and a little more in depth. So I've kind of reverted back to like pen and paper and Notion. All right, Zay Montez. I'm working on building a music marketing agency, driving traffic to Spotify for artists wanting to grow their audience. Cool. I think that's neat. Fun fact, I'm experimenting right now with promoting different kinds of either Spotify or YouTube or different podcasts by taking that episode, putting it on a separate website / landing page, driving traffic to that in order to increase the consumption by embedding it on there. Don't worry if all of that sounded completely crazy. It's a relatively advanced topic, but like we're playing around with that. And so far it's interesting and it seems to be cheaper rather than just driving traffic directly to Spotify. So you might want to play with that. All right, Mural Max. Question, do we always change the video until we get the optimal ROAS or we change targeting settings only? Okay, so I'm going to assume this is an advertising question. And essentially what I think you're asking is I launched an ad, I made a video ad, I've got the targeting set and the ROAS, return on ad spend, ROI basically for advertising speak, is not there yet. So it's like I'm spending $1 and I'm making 50 cents back. What do I change first? The answer really is, which one are you more confident in? Do you think your targeting is relatively dialed? If so, change the ad. Or do you think your ad is like fire, it's perfectly clear, everybody gets it, then try around different targeting? Now, my approach, what I typically do, let me walk you through this one. When I'm launching a brand new ad, whether it's Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, doesn't matter. This is the process that I use. The first step is I try to come up with the single best form of creative that I can. Something that is clear, that's concise, that's compelling, that speaks directly to my target market and guides them where I need them to go. So I'm sure they understand what I'm offering. Once I have this perfect ad, then I'll create a number of different ad sets or different audiences that I can target, and I'll move that same ad into different ones. And I'll test 3, 4, 5, and I'll find out which audience resonates best with that ad. Then, once I have my winning audience, I will then create new copy, new videos, new images, new messages, and I'll test it against that audience in order to find my new winning ad. Then I'll take that one and I'll retest it against new audiences, and I'll ping pong back and forth in order to create what I call a super ad. So hopefully that helps. All right, quick note here. Okay. Writing myself a mental note because I want to talk more about that. All right. Wilson, I'm starting a digital marketing agency. I want to focus on creating websites and SEM packages for small business. Still, I think it's a lot of work and small growth. On the other hand, I love affiliate marketing. What do you think should be my main focus first in order to create cash flow and grow my agency? That's an easy answer. I like this one. The easy answer is this one. Digital marketing agency focused on creating websites and SEM packages. Hands down, full stop. The reason is because Offering website services and SEM, search engine marketing, so Google ads and things like that, kind of works in conjunction with SEO, search engine optimization, is hands down easier than doing affiliate marketing. Multiple reasons for this. Number one, when you do affiliate marketing, your competition is guys like me. It's full-time, professional, nerdy marketers. It's guys that have optimized every single thing to eke out every single possible element for it. They're fighting for the highest leverage commissions. You typically need a decent enough audience. You need a good funnel. I think one of the most overrated pieces of marketing advice right now for people that are looking to get into the business is to start with affiliate marketing. Now, if your goal is to make an extra $100 a month, cool. Affiliate's great. Do that. Try it. It'll be fun. You'll get hooked. You'll make a sale and you're like, this is amazing. And now you're addicted, and then you'll grow from there. But if your goal is to make 10 grand a month or 100 grand a month or anything like that, affiliate's very hard. So yes, local first. Hopefully that helps. Actually, on that note as well, depending on your knowledge with website building, HubSpot has a really cool website builder with free everything, free hosting. I'm going to be talking more about that as well. I've got a video coming out on it because I'm super excited. I think it's probably one of the coolest things I've seen when it comes to websites, only because, well, I shouldn't say only because, it's got a lot of cool things, but mostly because A, it's free, and B, they have the hosting and all that with it. So very appealing for a lot of people. Baz the Dev, good to see you. Thinking about those 21 marketing touch points. Should I use a lead magnet for future email marketing, or should I show the product I'm selling straight off? This is a good question. I like this one. All right, here's why. A lot to say on this one. First, let's go back to this camera. And then let's choke and have some water. Hang on one sec. All right. First of all, 21 marketing touch points is a loose number. Could be 7, could be 1, could be 100. Depends on the price point, depends on the market, depends on their skepticism about what you're selling, depends on your messaging. It depends on a million different things. That said, more touch points is basically almost always better. Ceteris paribus, all things being equal, it's going to be better. Now, when it comes to selling a product or offering a lead magnet first in order to get them into a marketing funnel, products are different than services in that my recommendation, depending on the price of the product, let me know in the chat. Maybe I'll see if I can scroll down and find it. But sell the product first. Then make sure that you've got a 2-step order form or an exit pop or both. Therefore, someone goes, they get some kind of irresistible offer, they click it, they enter their name and email, they bounce on the cart checkout, which most people do. You then follow up with them, offer them a cart abandonment email sequence. Also, if they just go to leave, then you hit them with an exit pop that provides the lead magnet. For 90% of things, that's going to be better. The exception is if you're selling something for 100 grand or more. So you're selling a high-end luxury sports car. You could do it, but you might want to get them in the test drive first or get them to stop by their local showroom or whatever it is. So it's going to be funnel specific, but that should work. Okay. How do I like this pricing? I normally have to know more about the offer and what's that, but we can take a look at it anyway. You, my client, pay 25% of total price when I get you 25% of total result each month. 50-50, 75-75, and 100% or 100. Or would I do a different risk reversal? Yeah, to me, that sounds complicated. So it's anytime that I'm presenting a complicated anything, pricing structure, offer combination, funnel, anything like that to a client, you're going to lose them. So I don't like that as much. What I would rather do is you could do a risk reversal, be if I don't do this by this, if I don't get you this many leads in the first 14 days, you pay nothing. Or I'm going to set it all up for free and you only pay when I get this or whatever it is. If you're just getting started out, I'm a big fan of risk reversals. Eventually, I like to let the testimonials and the results and the branding that you built sort of take over for that, especially for agency services, because there is quite a lot of upfront work that you're going to have to put in. So let's do that. Justin, good to see you. Hey, Adam, any advice for digital marketing beginners like me? Tons of advice. Do what I did. Don't do a lot of the things I did. I took longer than I should have, but do what I did, which is immerse yourself in the digital marketing world. Watch all of the videos all of the time. So for example, when I was first I still do this, but like, especially when I was first getting started, I would literally wake up and like read about marketing. I'd listen to like marketing podcasts. I'd get anything I could get my hands on about marketing. The YouTube videos at the time were a little more limited, but some of them were still there. I'd watch those. I'd listen to anything I could around marketing. I'd do that through lunch. I'd do it at dinner. I'd do it before I went to bed. I mean, it was like 16, 18 hours a day of just like living and breathing marketing. And when you go into this like fully immersive environment, it doesn't matter if you're talking about marketing or art or language or math. It's like you can't help but to start to make connections and see things that other people simply can't. Not to mention, instead of doing like an hour a day, you're now doing like 16 hours a day, which I appreciate is not sustainable. But when you're first getting started, talk about giving yourself an edge. Johnny, new here, looking to learn. It is good to have you along. Good to have you along. All right. Tucky's Family Gaming World. I would like to focus on small local business like food trucks or small food places. How would I approach this? I'm not sure what the question is. I'm going to assume, I'm going to make a lot of assumptions here. Feel free to provide me a bit of context. Anybody else asking questions? I think you're meaning like offering marketing services to them. If that's the case, the best thing you can do, especially if they're local, is like put together a basic offer and package and then go talk to them and meet them and find out what they need and what they want and then help them with it. I wouldn't make it more complicated than that. Honestly, I'd go be like, hey, what do you need help with? Where are you struggling? Are you getting results from this? Did you know other people are? What if we tried this, et cetera, et cetera. Very good shares. A lot of thanks for all your shares. Oh, Al, my pleasure. Thanks very much. Also, maybe I'll do this like every 10 minutes. I should almost make like a little graph. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're doing this algorithm test, everybody. We got to all work together here. Let's see if we can hit it. I think we've got 62 viewers, 63, and 47 likes, which is not a very good ratio. So please scroll down, hit the button, help the algorithm out. And then I'm going to keep on rocking through here. There we go. They're boosting a little bit. Don't be afraid. It's your friend. Also, let me know, do you prefer, when people are like smash the like button, hit the like button, tap the like button, what's your preferred verb for engaging with the like button? Jacob, I have a question. I am a freelancer agency owner and specialize in SEO, UX, SEM, lots of acronyms for the people that are not familiar. So SEO, search engine optimization, UX, user experience, like user design, how things look, SEM, search engine marketing, for e-commerce only. And now I have 2 regular clients and some copywriting, which takes me plus or minus 2 weeks in a month. There's a second part to this. There we go. The current clients I got from Facebook groups. Should I start a YouTube channel? I know how to do it properly. Or should I start cold calling the shops in Poland? What would you recommend to get clients? Okay. There's 2 paths here. One of which is the, this is the benefit of a live, by the way, is like, I'm going to be able to give you context because I'm going to tell you to do something that I don't like, but I think it's the best way to do it. So short term, if you want clients and you need them right now, cold calling is going to be better than building a YouTube channel. Short term, by far, right? Because like a YouTube channel is going to take time and energy and effort, and you're going to have to wait for it, and you're going to have to prove to YouTube and to your audience that you're worth following and that you're actually going to be consistent. Cold calling is going to get you clients now. You've got to be good at cold calling. You've got to make sure to have a good understanding, and you've got to make sure that you're going to do it well. Rather than cold calling, I'd rather like show up and tap your local network instead. But that's the answer. Now, here's the disclaimer, the caveat. I don't like cold calling. I don't answer cold calls. I don't normally advise it. But like, if somebody told me today, they're like, Adam, you got to make like $100,000 in like a month, I'd just cold call. I'd cold call everyone. I'd be like, I have this thing. And it would be annoying and people would block me, but it would work. That said, long-term, terrible strategy. It's exhausting. It's irritating. People don't like it. They don't like doing it. So YouTube is by far, period. Like if you know how to do it and you're not doing it, crazy. You got to be doing it. Everyone should be doing it. And I used to say like everyone should do it if you like video. And now I'm of the opinion that like if you're here now, you're clearly on the cutting edge of marketing and of business and where things are going. There's really no excuse not to be diving really hard into YouTube. All right. Am I that late? It's 5:11 p.m. here in Malawi. Hey, my friend. That's amazing. How much did I miss? You missed 34 minutes, but that's okay. You can go back and rewatch. There will be the replay available. Baz, I saw the thing on selfish content, so I'm going to read this one out. But your point on selfish content, see what people want and then sell it to them. On the other hand, ask people what they want and they'll want a faster horse. Sometimes it's better to go with your idea. Yes, sort of. Oh, that's such a, I like this one, dude. Let's talk about this because it's such a, it's like the most misinterpreted quote ever. And it's also, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to call it like arrogant, but, silly. It's also silly. And here's why. Yes, if you ask people what they want, they'll tell you a faster horse, right? Like the famous Henry Ford quote when he's like, I'm going to make the car instead. It's because they don't know where things are going, but that worked out. Like, first of all, he was a visionary. He had these thoughts. I'm not doubting that you're a visionary too, but like if I had a penny for everybody that had a great idea that was just way out there that nobody wanted or thought, I mean, I'd have more money than I wouldn't be able to, it'd fill the room. Like there's ideas are cheap. They're often wrong. They often need refinement too. So yes, launch it, but don't be afraid to pivot really quickly. It's shocking to me, the audacity of, this kind of circles back to like that original thing of like, why are you doing it at 8 a.m.? What about us people that want to sleep? It's shocking to me, the audacity of people, myself included. I get like this. I get moody and cranky, where it's like, it's all about me and I have this thing and I'm going to go do it and they're going to love it. It's like, yeah. Statistically speaking, this is going to be negative. This is my one negative point of the day. Statistically speaking, they're not going to love it. They're not going to like it at all. This is why most businesses fail. It's because they get swept up in this, like, I'm really good at this thing. I have this great idea. And then I go launch it. So yeah, that was a little rantier than I wanted it to be, but I obviously feel very strongly about that. Listen to the market, read between the lines. And if you have evidence, data-backed evidence that supports your idea more than what they say, then go with it. Hassan, 5 p.m. in Egypt, sending love for the pyramids. Giza, my friend, I bet you didn't know. Fun fact, I used to live in Egypt. Was there for many years, but lived there for a solid year in, what was my neighborhood's name? I can't even remember. That's how long ago it was. But anyways, very cool place. Amazing, friendly, happy people. Al, hello from Casablanca. Oh, excellent. We're representing North Africa right now. Trying to open a local ads agency. You are one of my best sources of knowledge. Thank you. Hey, my pleasure. Good luck. Keep doing what you're doing. And greetings from Phoenix. Greetings. Oh, cool. We got all kinds. FC from Malaysia. Morning, my friend. I'm going to assume that those rhyme. So Kranda. Any podcast advice, how to broaden it, how to find what the community needs? Again, this is a good question. And here's why. It's because this is going to almost fly in the face of the last answer I gave about like listening to the audience or following your own advice. Podcasting is a tricky beast. And the reason is because unlike email, where people permission-based, opt-in for your stuff, unlike social media, where it has baked-in search or discoverability functionality baked in, podcasting is very hard to get traction on a podcast because the search features for it are next to terrible. The discoverability features of it are equally terrible unless you happen to be on like a trending page or a hot new release or whatever. It's relatively disjointed. So there's like Apple Podcasts and there's Stitcher and there's what's the other ones? SoundCloud and all the other ones. So it's like everybody's all blocked out everywhere. So there's no one centralized place. It's like we know that for educational videos, we're going to YouTube. We know for, I don't know, short, snappy, goofy videos, we're probably going to TikTok. We might venture around with Instagram Reels a bit, but like we know where these things are. Podcasts, not so much. So the secret with podcasting is really going to be, depending on the format of your show, first of all, a lot of it, like make a lot of them. Yep, this is such crappy advice, but bear with me. Make a lot of them. Get better, because that's going to be the driver to get repeat listeners, which is what you're going to need. Also, leverage other channels that you have. The best one's going to be an email list, because it's really hard to get someone from like YouTube to a podcast or Facebook to a podcast or TikTok to a podcast. They don't play well together. But email to a podcast, doable. So do that. Talk to people. Have them on as guests. Do collabs. All of that can help. SJ, what platform do you use for web design? WordPress, Figma, Webflow, Code. Okay, so a lot of them all at once. What do I use for web design? What I used to use was WordPress predominantly. So I learned like HTML and PHP back in the day, and then realized that I didn't need that because they had a lot of drag and drop editors. So mostly WordPress, I think. That said, like I mentioned earlier, there's this new thing coming out from HubSpot about a no-code website builder that I think is going to be best for most businesses. If you want more control and you want to build it and all that, I think WordPress is still hard to beat simply because of its ubiquitous nature. It's everywhere. There's plugins, there's themes. So I'm still a fan of that one. All right, Cami, I have an online website which I sell Forex marketing tools. Which platform do you think is best for me to run ads? And also, what type of ads would suit my products better? So if you're selling Forex marketing tools, let's go back here. I haven't got to break out the sketch pad yet either here. I've been holding on to this pen awkwardly, waiting for one, but we can't draw this one out. So which one is best for you to run ads is going to depend on your target market. I'm not sure who you're going after. Like Forex marketing tools is still pretty broad. So are you working with like a specific type of business? And then I would figure out, or specific type of person, and then I'd figure out where they're present and active online, and I would go there. It's hard to say, but I'd probably avoid. Man, that's hard to say. You're gonna have to give me more details. Let me give you the rough high level overview though for anyone selling kind of anything. First of all, LinkedIn is still very expensive for CPM, cost per mil, in order to reach people. Prohibitively expensive. I just don't like it still. I've been trying to find a way to like it because their targeting is really good, but it just doesn't make sense for most people. Facebook ads are still the easiest to set up in my opinion. Their dashboard's really good and clean. Google ads, if someone is actively searching for Forex marketing tools, that's going to probably be your best bet. It's search-based. They have intent. That's probably where I'd push you. It's like if someone knows what they're looking for, probably Google ads. TikTok ads, they're relatively cheap right now, but you're very B2C, business to consumer. So if like that's your market, then there. But mostly for you, I'd say probably Google ads, but more details if you can. I'm starting SMMA for music marketing to driving traffic. We talked about this one. Only worry is that musicians don't have business budgets, and I'd probably only be able to charge $200 to $400 for my service fee alone. Yeah. So first of all, there are musicians with money. So that's like one of the biggest complaints I hear a lot is like, my market doesn't have money. And my argument is always, yeah, they do. There's people in your audience that have money legitimately, unless you're selling like debt consolidation services or you're literally targeting people without money. There's always pockets of people. The question is, who are you going after? What kind of package are you presenting? How are you going to make it appealing enough to get them to actually want to do it? Now, all that said, here's the caveat, and this is the benefit of going live instead of putting this in a video. There are some markets that have more money than others, and more important than that, there are some markets that value what you have to offer more than others. I gave this example last time, but like if I was to run ads for two different businesses, two local businesses down the street here, one of which is an ice cream shop, great ice cream, super good, Italian gelato, but it's $5, right? Or the Lamborghini dealership down the street, and they're $250,000 for a nice new Lamborghini. If I make them one sale each, I make this guy $250,000 and I make this guy $5. Which one's going to pay more, right? So it's like, yeah, you are going to need to adapt and be cognizant of who it is that you're going after. But I don't know. I think there's always people within it. There's still there's still ice cream shops that are doing a lot of revenue and making a lot of money. So you could go after them. All right, let's see. James, hello from the Philippines. Hello, my friend. Planning to be a digital marketer, yet still don't know what I should do first. Thanks for having this Q&A. Okay, so let's draw. I got one for you now. Wonder if I can do this here. Let's do some drawing. Where do you start first when it comes to being a digital marketer? I like this diagram, which is called a T-shaped marketer. Now, in marketing, one of the good things and bad things about it is that there's like a million different facets. We're going to just use letters because I'm not going to write these all out, but there's like content marketing, and there's email marketing, and there's advertising, and there's social media marketing, and there's like community management, and there's SEO, and there's web design, and whatever else there is. There's like all of these different facets. You need to know about all of them. You don't need to be an expert in all of them, but you need to know that they exist. So you need to know there's social media is available. You need to know about website. You need to know, well, if I have a website, how do people find it? Oh, well, that's SEO. You don't need to be an expert, but you need to know about all of them. Then once you find an area that you're most interested in, that's when you double down. So like, let's say, I don't know what this S stands for. I forgot already. Let's use C. I think this one was content. Don't be this guy. So now once you're in content marketing, well, now you can start to figure out, okay, cool. Well, am I going to do long form? Am I going to do video? Am I going to put it on this channel? Often what you'll find as well is that there'll be these complementary skill sets. So that one could be social. So you might find, all right, well, I'm going to start with content, then I'm going to make videos, short form videos, and then I'm going to realize, well, hey, nobody's watching my videos. Maybe I need to learn a little bit about social media. So then you can take them and you can start to put them on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and so on and so forth. And then you start to develop your skill set that way. That's literally what I did when I was first starting. So the first thing that when I knew nothing about marketing, I was like, I think it's websites. People probably need websites. So I learned websites. And then once I learned websites, I was like, hey, nobody's visiting my websites. I should probably learn SEO. And then I learned SEO. And then I was like, hey, I want more of this stuff. This is kind of cool. So I learned social media. And then social media started to change into paid and they took away everyone's reach. So I was like, well, I guess I should figure out ads. So I learned ads. And then I figured out content and then email. And it just grew and grew from there, mostly from obsession, but it was driven by curiosity and passion about what I was doing. So the beauty of digital marketing is that it's so huge. You can kind of do whatever you want, whether you're creative or analytical, etc. Beverly, hello from Trinidad. Good to see you. This is great. We're getting a great and diverse audience here. All right. Christian, what would you say is the best CRM software platform? Which one would you recommend? Okay, I do have one for you there. If you were here last week, it's 8 years. Hang on, I'm gonna write it out here so I can actually get the right one. If you were here last week, I felt like I was doing this full-time promotion for high level, simply because like it's kind of my main one that I'm liking and using right now and have been for the last couple of years. It's hard to beat. It's just the way that it allows you to not only be a CRM, but also the fact that its lead gen follow-up is really good. You can build marketing funnels inside of it. You can build websites. You can do SMS marketing. You can do email marketing. You can track everything. You can do local business optimization. It's kind of nuts. And I shouldn't say most marketing agencies, but like we've been using this exclusively in all of our agencies for the last couple of years. And most of the other big agencies are using it in some capacity or like switching their entire business over to it. So this link, I think, gets you an extended 30-day free trial. So you can take a look and see if it's right for you. Michael says, hey, thank you for doing this. Glad to be here. Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for being here. And everybody's hitting that like button as well, which is fantastic. I feel super salesy when I ask for it, but I have a feeling, and we're going to test again. I'll report back next week how much extra reach this all gets based on some algorithmic boosting. Kirk, is YouTube a US-based platform that enables US-focused funnels to succeed more with conversions, or are other countries more effective with gaining new conversions with YouTube regardless of the niche? Okay, let me read that again. Is YouTube a US-based platform, which it is, that enables US-focused funnels to succeed more with conversions? No. Or are other countries more effective with gaining new conversions with YouTube regardless of niche? Okay, so I think I understand, but essentially what you're asking is, like, does YouTube and YouTube ads like only work for US-based companies with US niches, US targeting? And the answer is completely no. In fact, US targeting, going after the US in general, is normally the most expensive. I think the Canada, the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, those ones, those are like the most expensive countries to go after ever. So if you're able to target other countries, you can dominate. In fact, fun fact, back before I did, back in my early days, when I was trying everything and doing all the things, I used to set up these like satellite websites to sell affiliate products. And this is where I'm saying like affiliate's not the best path for many people because you're competing with like full-blown marketing nerds. But what I would do is I would set up like a ton of different websites in different languages in different countries, rank them for SEO, and then sell affiliate products that way. And like the best ones ever, we sold like teeth whitening products in Italy, and there was no competition. It just wasn't there yet. But if we were to try to sell the same teeth whitening product in the US, we get crushed because everybody was there. But all we had to do was hire a translator and move some things over. So yeah, if you have the ability to target other countries, do it. Also, other English-speaking country, the Netherlands is normally really good as well. So shout out to, I forgot who said hi from the Netherlands, but shout out to your country for being awesome to advertise to. Mirabelle, hello, Adam. Wishing you the quickest recovery. Thank you very much. It is 4:20 here in Cameroon, Africa. Do I have clients or students from Africa? Students, yes. Students, yes. And clients, not currently. Have I in the past? South Africa, yes, I have. South Africa only though. And then nothing else that I can remember. Middle East, yes. Dubai, yes. But like, here's what's cool. Marketing is universal because you're dealing with people. So there's cultural changes. There's different words that you need to use. There's different timings and structure and all of the kind of offers that you're going to make. But like, people are people. So once you understand like the basics of human psychology and how to structure and present your message, it doesn't really matter where you're marketing. Hence the teeth whitening in Italy affiliate offers. Oh, marketers, what is going on, hey? All right, let's see if I can find, I've got 10 minutes left and I got to go feed the boys pancakes, the boys and the girl pancakes, and then go to soccer. Let's see. This one looks interesting. How to minimize the percentage of failing in servicing the client. Is there something more than 40-40-20, 80-20, your marketing master plan, reciprocity, and value creation? All right, there's a lot of cool points in here, so we'll hit them all quick. The 40-40-20 rule. This is the, it's kind of like a direct response advertising rule that says that the success of your ad is going to come down to your offer, your targeting, and then the copy and the words that you use. So 40% of the success of your ad is the offer. What are you offering? How are you packaging it? How are you presenting it? Is it irresistible? Is there enough risk reversals, etc.? 40% to the targeting. Are you getting it in front of the right people with the right kind of pain? 20% being the copy, the actual words that you use. People flip this around all the time and they think the success of the ad is about like fancy words and good hooks and sexy pictures and all of that stuff. Yeah, a bit, but like you need a good offer and you need to put it in front of the right people. So yes, that's going to be the biggest factor. 80-20 is the Pareto principle. So 80% of your success is going to come from just 20% of your efforts. Fun fact on this one, the reason this doesn't work for a lot of people is that they don't do enough stuff to actually figure out what worked. So they do one thing and they're like, let's 80-20 it. I was like, you got to do like 100 things to figure out what the 20 are that actually worked. Marketing master plan, I believe, is the, I don't want to call it fail proof, but it's like the closest thing that I've found to creating a solid marketing strategy and hence created it for that purpose. If you have not got that yet, it is free. So go get it. I'll put that link in. Well, what is it? I think that's the one. Hopefully you find it. If not, I think you can just go to adamearhart.com and you'll see it there. But go get that one. That's going to walk you through model, market, message, media, and machine. Then there's also a video on my channel called Understanding Digital Marketing that walks you through it in a little more in depth. But that's like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of business 101. It's like, it's all the things. I wish it was just like one magic bullet, but like business is nuanced and detailed and relatively, I don't want to say complicated, but like it takes some work. So I think, yeah, you're on the right track. By knowing what those things are, you're already ahead of like 90% of people. So keep on going. Jessica, good to see you. I'm wanting to drive traffic to my mortgage business ClickFunnels. What would be the best paid platform to drive traffic? Google, expensive, Facebook, YouTube ads, anything other. So your mortgage business, when I ran a mortgage marketing agency, what we did, and it worked really well, was two things. The first of which was Facebook lead ads. And then we linked them in. Again, I sound like a spokesperson here, but we linked our Facebook lead ads into High Level. And then we provided SMS follow-up like immediately. And that crushed it. The second thing we did was Google ads. Yes, they are more expensive. They're typically more qualified because they have intent. So they're more interested in it. But like, that's what I would do. If you haven't got Facebook ads and Google ads to work, I wouldn't look into YouTube ads or TikTok ads or anything else. Like start with those ones first, then start looking at other options. Because after that, it's not really the ad platform. It's the offer and the message and the targeting and all that jazz. All right. Okay, let's see. Casey, good to see ya. I'm currently doing $12K a month on Etsy by spending $30 a day on Etsy ads. I want to double my income. What's the best way to do this? I make big heads on a stick and custom vinyl stickers. That sounds amazing. I don't know what big heads on a stick are, but send me the link because I want to check that out. That sounds fantastic. I'm going to tell you a secret. Come closer. If you're doing $12K a month, spending $30 a day on Etsy ads, the fastest way to do it, honestly, is to double, triple, quadruple your ad spend. Like, that's it. Like, spend more. That's the big answer. Spend more, you'll get more. Now, two things. First of all, there is diminishing returns. There always is. Like, as you spend more, they have to start drawing from higher levels up on the tree, which become more expensive for them to tap into. So your cost per acquisition is going to increase. So I don't know if you're spending, $5 to get a new customer, you might spend 6 or 7 or 8. So be prepared for that, but that's not bad. Like, as long as you're still profitable. The other thing is make sure that you're aware of what your max cost per acquisition is so you don't go above it. So if like it costs you $10 and you're selling them and if it costs you $10 to sell something and you're spending $10 and you're just like hitting breaking even point, I don't love that. So watch that one there. Then, yeah, honestly, that'll double your income. Like, I don't know, we could do more. I mean, if you want to triple your income, what I would do is I'd find a way to capture their contact details so I could send them email or other kinds of follow-up messages and things like that. Yeah, I don't see that being an issue. I think the only other thing you could do from there is, like, if you wanted to quadruple your income or 10x your income is, first of all, you could probably still do it on Etsy, but you might even look on other platforms as well, like Shopify, some other kind of e-commerce shopping platform, because then you have more control over everything. But yes, very doable. I mean, the fact that you've made it over the 10K bump means I don't want to say the next level is sort of inevitable, but more often than not, it's like the first 10K is kind of the hardest. And once you have that, then from there, we just need to do small tweaks to do it. But yeah, spending more on ads is the fastest way. Okay, a few more questions. We've got some good ones here. Let me see if I can find a couple near the top, because we have so many. So many. So we're going to have to make sure to show up early next time to get them all. Let me see if I can find some that will help the most people. And scrolling. Hello from India. Hello from everywhere. Oh, so good stuff, guys. Let's see. We've got, we're farmers. Do you think U.S. customers will consider it on buying? Not sure what that word is. Dissection. Is it worth to focus? Farm to table concept, better focus on the benefits of each peppercorn we grow. Okay, here's a good one. So this is essentially on what is the value proposition? What do customers care about? You're going to have to ask them. Farm to table is trendy and people like it. The benefits of each peppercorn we grow, probably fine too, but I would ask your people. They're going to tell you what they value more and then double down on that one. That one's pretty simple. Okay, let's see if I can find a couple more. CK, I don't have much marketing experience, trying to get hired at a firm, just looking to get my foot in the door, so be willing to work for free. Don't want to go to college, though. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't think college is required for marketing. What people are looking for is experience and results. So that's what you got to do. Whether college is going to give you some experience or training, at least, it's not going to give you experience in the real world. You've got to learn the basics. So again, watch all the videos, take the courses, read the books, do all mandatory. You've got to do that. I should almost put that at the beginning. It's if you want to do marketing, you have to learn all of the, I shouldn't say all the marketing stuff, but you've got to go out there and aggressively self-study. Next, start building up a portfolio. So build yourself a website, start your social media platforms, create content, learn about different video making apps, make some short things, find someone to do work for free, to do stuff for them so that you can get results, so you can get a testimonial, so you can add that to your portfolio. That's really it. It's sort of brute force, quickly accumulating as much results and experience as you possibly can. Juan, you are my hero. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Katie says, hello from Australia. Hello. Good to see ya. All right, let's see if I can find one more. And then we will wrap it and we'll try to do more next time. Let's see. If I could do local SEO. Oh, you can 2x under 3 months. Yeah. Caress the like button. Yes, that's it. Yes, if you have not yet, caress the like button. That's still PG. That's an okay term, right? Dwayne, hello from South Africa. I have a few small business owners that have asked me to help them manage and post content on their business page in social media. 2 questions. And then they got lost. I can't find your questions, Dwayne. I'm not sure. Can we put them all in the same chat? All right. I'm going to stick around. I got to find one more. One here. Let's do this one, because this circles back to what we talked about in the beginning. And if I did not get to your question, I do apologize. I'll try to hop in here early next week, and we'll see if we can get them in order. So, not having luck getting clients from my new marketing agency, despite over 1,000 cold emailing leads. My offer is irresistible and not the issue. Should I run paid ads instead? Thanks. Ooh, I've calmed down a little, but I'm not that calm. So let's end on a feisty note. First of all, this is not judgment. I value you for doing this and for putting yourself out there like that, but I'm going to push back pretty hard. If you're not having luck by cold emailing 1,000 leads, your offer is not irresistible. That's it. Like that's not it. Or it's not irresistible in a sense that they don't trust you or know you or like you. So for example, if someone sent me a cold email and was like, Adam, we have a new Mercedes we'd like to give you. That's not an irresistible offer because I don't know who you are, why you're giving me a car. So I'm going to probably just delete it. On the other hand, if you have some proof, if someone else reaches out and they're like, Adam, this guy wants to give you a car and he's a friend and he's got this thing and it's just an extra car that he's not even driving and whatever the case. So you've got to tweak all of the areas around it. Next, cold email, fine. Not my favorite though. Especially like if you're going to do it, you better make sure that your message is on point and you better make sure that that hook and that intro and that offer is actually irresistible. You would not even imagine the number of cold emails that I get. And it's really funny because I'll watch different Facebook groups pop up with like the latest guru of the day being like, here's how to get clients, send them this email and offer to do like right now, the big thing is, hey, I'll write you 3 emails to help sell your thing and it's totally free. And then we can go from there. If you're in that group, stop, just leave the group. Tell me who that person is. I need to have a heart-to-heart chat with them because I get like 5, 6, 7 of those a day at least, like just those offers, 5 or 6 different people sending me these cold emails saying, hey, Adam, love what you're doing on blah, whatever. I'd love to help you sell more by sending you 3 free emails to help promote your offer, et cetera, et cetera. I took someone up on them once and they weren't good emails. So that's a whole other topic for another day, but that's not a good offer. The second thing is they're sending them from like an @Gmail address, which makes you look amateur and not fully professional. I'm not saying you're doing this, but like these are all factors. So you've got to take a look at like what's actually happening. You should be able to get some kind of a lead or a client. Like if you send 1,000 cold emails and they're targeted and they're good. So something's wrong there. You should not run paid ads. Let me be very clear on that one. Because the offer's probably not irresistible. Not in the way that's like even giving something away for free isn't good. In fact, for me as a business owner, I don't want something free because money to me isn't the primary driver that I use to make decisions. I don't want to waste my time. So I don't even want to read the cold email. I'm going to tap my network instead. But it's like, I don't need you to save me time. I need you to either make me money or, pardon me, I don't need you to save me money. I need you to make me money and save me time. And by having to like have these conversations and see what it is and all of that, that doesn't help. So with that said, I wonder if I can end on a slightly happier note. That was a bit of a rant. Let's find one more. And then I got to go feed pancakes. I'm going to start getting texts here. I've got my phone right beside me. Kids might be in the house watching right now saying, when's daddy going to come make pancakes? All right. A nice happy one to finish. Xavier, hey, first time here. How long have you been in marketing? How long did it take you to get your first few clients? Okay, perfect. So I've been in marketing for over 10 years now. How long? 11 years-ish, give or take. So a while. And when I first started, I knew nothing about marketing, 0. How long did it take me to get my first few clients? So fun fact, when I first started, it took me a while because I didn't do anything to get clients. I thought that I needed to spend all of this time learning and studying, which is probably true. Like, don't go get clients if you have no idea what you're doing. But I waited on it too long. So for the first few months, I was scared and insecure and I didn't know what I was doing and I was nervous. And then finally, it basically came to a point where I was like, hey, I either get clients and do this or I stop and just like go back to the corporate world and do something else because you got to eat. Need food. And from that moment, it took like nothing. Like like a day, literally, because I called everyone I knew. I talked to all my friends and family. My first client, I think I built websites for like friends and family for free. Then I leveraged that into like $100 campaign for someone. And then I leveraged that into something else. And then I remember the first time I got paid like $200 and then like $500 and then $1,000. And I thought I'd made it. Like all of these were important steps, but like from the moment that I said, now's the time to the moment I got a client, it was very quick because I made it happen. But prior to making that decision, months, because I was just sort of like lollygagging and wasting time and not doing things that were actually important. So with that said, all right, everyone, thank you for being here. It's been a blast. And Hamed, my leg is doing okay. Thank you very much. We're recovering. I'm in the cast, slightly uncomfortable right now. I got to get it elevated again, but got to do what you got to do. So thank you everyone for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure. We'll talk to you soon and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. See you in a bit.